going to tell you the end of the story first. I was driving my parents' yellow Chrysler New Yorker, license plate, Ohio Buckeye State, 1111 VV. And my car was exactly like a car that had robbed, the getaway car of somebody that robbed a bank in Christiansburg, Ohio. That's the end of the story. So what happened in between? I was on my way to a basketball tournament, high school, Urbana, Ohio, going to Troy, Ohio. It sort of bypasses Christiansburg, Ohio. I was on sort of a blind date, but really not. Susan, who didn't talk much, was a total introvert, basically. Sweetheart, and we're still in touch. This is vintage 1975 spring, and we love to get in touch and laugh about this story. I passed sheriff deputies going the other way, and I immediately started shaking. On a farmland country road, they turned off into a long driveway and started heading back towards me. But I made one of those turns to the left, and you know, you remember driver's education, hand over hand, and try to make sure your seatbelt is fastened. And I'm sweating a little bit, she's not talking. But I thought, oh good, I look in the rearview mirror and there are no sheriff deputies. Then eventually I made another turn and there they were. There he was, right behind me. Oh no, I'm busted. Because I was going 70 or 80 miles an hour when he went by this way. And so he didn't pull me over, and that made me even more nervous because I knew I had been speeding. So eventually he comes, well, he was behind me, and two other sheriff deputies' cars came flying over a little hill, and before I knew it, I was surrounded by 3 sheriff deputies' cars with 4 sheriff deputies, 3 with pistols and 1 with a rifle pointed at my head. One of them said, "Put your hands on the wheel and freeze." So I did. I got out of the car and put my hand on the tire. Thank God I wasn't in Philadelphia. I know I would have been shot. I was shaking like this. They were laughing so hard. Long story short, I found out later that I proved my innocence. Dumb and dumber. And dumbest. I obviously wasn't the person that robbed a bank in Christiansburg, Ohio in the Chrysler yellow New Yorker. So eventually, I forget how many years later, about 15 years later, my niece is getting married to a sheriff deputy. And my dad says, "Tell Brett the story, tell Brett the story." So I tell him the story. And his response was, "Oh, you're the one?" They'd been telling that story over and over in all the academies and training. So if you ever find yourself literally on the road in a situation like that, don't panic. Just pee your pants or something like that. But anyway, it all ended up beautifully, and we have a wonderful story to share. And I didn't get a ticket, thank God.